France v Springboks, the greatest game in a decade that changed laws, led to brutal backlash and crushed a nation's hearts. On 15 October 2023, the rugby world was treated to the greatest game in decades after the same tag was assigned to the match that occurred just 24 hours before. The atrocity of a far too early Rugby World Cup draw based on outdated rankings meant that only two of the best four teams at the tournament would progress past the quarterfinals. Only two of Ireland, New Zealand, South Africa and hosts France would have their hopes of hoisting the William Webb Ellis Cup carry on past the pool stages. It was the Irish who were the first to taste the bitterness of defeat as All Blacks legend Sam Whitelock pilfered over to claim a match-sealing penalty for New Zealand, and in doing so, handed arguably the greatest Ireland team ever assembled a quarterfinal exit. It was a glorious fixture, one heralded as the best international in at least a decade, perhaps since the 2009 epic between the British and Irish Lions and Springboks. There was serious needle in history as Ireland attempted to shake off their World Cup chokers tag and progress to the semi-finals for the time, while a battered All Blacks outfit, who were hammered by the Boks before the tournament and lost their opener to France, attempted to prove the world that they are still the standard bearers. Throw in the pressure that New Zealand's head coach Ian Foster was under 2 years prior, after Ireland sealed their first-ever series victory over the All Blacks on Aotearoa soil, and backing that up a week later as well as the verbals that accompanied those matches. When Wayne Barnes blasted the whistle for the final time at Stade de France in Saint-Denis on October 14 to make the 28-24 All Blacks victory official, many onlookers believed that they had just seen a game for the ages and one that would not be replicated for eons. France v Springboks epic. But boy were they wrong, as just 24 hours later, the defending champions South Africa went toe-to-toe with the hosts France in a match that would usurp the notion that Ireland v All Blacks was the best game in at least a decade. Another knockout match that was just too close to call. Two proud, passionate rugby nations on top of their game, battling it out to continue their pursuit of glory with the knowledge that only one could do so. France were favorites with the bookies. A generational team at the peak of their powers, welcoming the return of their injured hero and inspirational leader, Antoine Dupont. Boks slight underdogs, a position they relish, colliding at the Stade de France, a rugby cathedral worthy of such an epic encounter. Paris erupted as Cyril Bale charged over the line from close range, rounding off a majestic try that married sheer brutality with stunning hands, a trademark of Fabien Galthi's charges by now. The ever-accurate Thomas Ramos dissecting the posts from the touchline to open up a 7-point lead. That was almost extended moments later if it weren't for the intervention of Eben Etzebeth. While Maradona's hand of God was blatant and clearly missed by the officials, Etzebeth's intervention is still debated 2 years on. The Boklock shot up meters out from his own try line, stretched his arm out and depending on which side of the fence you sit, slapped Damien Penaud's pass backwards or forwards. Referee Ben O'Keefe delivered the first match-defining call, stating that it was backwards, a massive momentum swing as the Boks were reeling. South Africa needed a response and got one as Etzebeth forced the error from Les Blues catchers from a box kick by Kobus Rianic, allowing the ball to spill loose, and Kurtley Aaron sped away to hammer home the Boks' reply. Manny Libok leveled matters and inspired the score that put South Africa ahead, with Damien de Lende latching onto the loose ball after Cameron Wokie's spill, dummied Dupont before rounding off the score himself a phase later. The opening 20 minutes were played at a breakneck speed with both sides throwing absolutely everything they had at one another, and there was no sign of it slowing down as Dupont took a tap penalty quickly and threw a pinpoint pass out to Pido Movaka, who scored France's second, meaning the scoreboard read, France 12-12 South Africa with the conversion to come. Controversial charge down. It was clearly a match that was going to be won and lost on the finest of margins, the closest of calls and a bit of luck. The Boks engineered some of their own luck chasing lost causes, illustrated by Cheslin Kolbe's insane charge-down of Ramos' conversion attempt of Movaka's try. Again, a call that is still debated today whether the Bok flyer went early or not.